All right, guys, this is Mr. Loy here. It's just about 2 o'clock on my watch. It's 1:59. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Try to knock out a couple of lessons here. Um, I did want to start off first and foremost with a quote that I have. I have a tendency of collecting little quotes, little books about quotes and whatnot. Nevertheless, the one that I chose today kind of stands out in relation to like student goals, student dreams, and so forth. I think it's something good I'd like to share with you today. So the quote goes: "To make a great dream come true, the first requirement is a great capacity to dream. The second is persistence." So, with that being said, um, I certainly agree with this quote. I think the biggest thing that we can do along with dreams is to be persistent. I certainly suggest that each and every one of the CTR1 Grad 90 students maintain a good sense of attitude as well as a strong sense of persistence in pursuing their dreams, goals, career plans, and whatnot. This quote was provided by Mr. Cesar Chavez. All right. So the lesson I'm going to go over today is nothing really hard. I just want to show you how easy it is to work with. I'm going to be covering the Credle website, which it involves the creation of a master resume as well as the cover letter. It allows you to build both of those items within this application. It's pretty cool. I definitely think it's something that every student should use because it has so many different types of application. What I'm going to say is certainly whenever you visit hashtag 013 or 013 resume template, take a look at these. If you'd like to utilize one of those regarding the resume, certainly do so. If not, what I'm going to suggest that you do is utilize the following one, hashtag 014 mandatory resume builder. If you notice here, I have provided the samples of all the ETAR descriptions of all your training. I would certainly suggest putting this information within your resume. Maybe do like a checkoff list. Use the wording provided because it is directly from the ETAR described in our job corps system. Also provides the potential certifications that you might already have or that are pending for you in the future. So definitely take a look at these. Took a lot of time to create. Took a lot of time to find all the wording specifically for resumes. So please, feel free to go through the ETAR sample. Definitely utilize the words that are provided. The wording provided within these documents. There are instructions. This is the actual website associated to visit. So within that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the website. Alrighty. So I clicked on that portion of the assignment, and it pops up with the website. What I will say, when you are first signing up for Credle, it does take about, we'll say about 10 to 15 minutes for you to get an email sent to you, so that way you can verify the account. Definitely keep that in mind. I don't want you to get discouraged with the website. Certainly give it some time. It'll essentially send you an email. You'll verify your password and so forth, and then you'll be able to sign into the website. Let's see. There's also another button at the bottom. Once you actually have an account and you're able to sign in, it is right below the sign up for Credle button. This orange one is right below. So I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. And notice it does give you the option to sign up with your LinkedIn account. With that being stated, it also lets you import from LinkedIn. So with this resume, or the resume building application, it's very simplified. It will essentially let you. There we go. It will allow you to work on each segment step by step. All right. So let's see. So as I stated earlier, this particular website does allow you to create a cover letter. But for starters, I'm going to go ahead and utilize the resume first. Backtrack there real quick. There we go. So in this particular area, it does it by each section. So notice that there's a section right here for my first name, last name, potential position, my email. Go ahead and correct that. Um, Certainly a telephone number. Guys, if you are not putting a telephone number because you don't have one currently, I highly recommend you utilizing maybe Google Voice or something similar to that. Once again, if you don't have a cell phone currently, but you do have internet or have the ability to get internet soon, I highly recommend creating a Google Voice account, which will allow you to have a telephone number for text messaging. And I do believe you'll be able to take some phone calls. But you certainly want to have a telephone number to where you can be reached by employers. I know with the Google Voice, it does allow you to have voicemail. So it'll send you it'll send you an email with the potential information that the person is leaving on your voicemail, and it'll put it into word usage. For the most part, what you want to do is make sure that you set it up, especially for like text messages. Your what is it, CTS provider definitely could utilize that telephone number if in the event they need to get in touch with you. But certainly make it a good point to remember to have your personal email associated as well. Because I know with the Google Voice, um, you may you may not have your computer open all the time, or you may not have the functionality uh, to enable your device. Uh, we'll say you have an iPhone that you're basically using it for the internet. Within Google Voice, you'll be able to utilize your phone sparingly, but you'll definitely be able to get messages, possible phone calls, depending on how you set it up. But back onto the resume section, gives you the opportunity to add a possible website. Let's say you're good at building websites like myself. It'll give you the option to create the URL for the specified website. Also allows you to put in your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, which I highly recommend putting that there. It certainly gives you a section for your summary. I think this is something that if you don't have very much practice with it, I would utilize the sample that I've provided. Um, it also gives you the educational section. Note here, let's say, see if it'll let me add a new section. Maybe not. I notice my computer's not acting too well today. But nevertheless, when and if you are adding information about Job Corps High School, remember that the name of the high school is Southwest Texas High School. Southwest, one word, and then Texas, and then high school. Certainly reference the dates that you were doing high school at Job Corps. Um, I guess you would want to utilize this sample right here. If there is an end date, certainly add that. I was going to mention about this section right here about any certifications. Uh, because I put it right below Job Corps section, you may utilize this area for any additional information. Specifically in this area, certifications, you may want to put them here, or you may want to come down to the custom section and possibly add add the section for all your certifications. Nevertheless, it'll give you specifications for your employment, work-based learning, job opportunities that you did either with a company on center, off center. Certainly specify their information as so. In this section, let's see, it's going to let us add another skill. Okay, so yeah, it will essentially give you the opportunity to add another skill like so. I highly recommend that you go into your ETAR information that I covered earlier and find a way to add those particular skills that are your strongest into this area. Certainly identify projects related to your trade. You may want to give like a brief summary of the work. I highly recommend that if you have numerous amounts of projects completed and they were certainly successful, you got credit for them, I certainly would suggest identify those here. Identify any awards given, whether it was related to dorm, whether it was related to SGA. Certainly identify the awards that you were given while you were on center. Certainly any extra activities. Maybe you were a mentor or in some type of leadership position. You may want to add that there. Maybe any volunteering. I know during certain time frames of the year, we had students that were volunteering to do maintenance work within the buildings. They were maintaining the lawns. They were doing various functions across the center, and those are certainly good items to relate on your resume. If you have any questions about any of these sections, you can certainly ask me later. But first and foremost, I just want to make sure that you know that these sections do exist within your resume, and it's a good point to express those when you are creating your resume. Let's see. I'm going to go back to the cover letter section. All right, so I clicked on the resume portion, and it looks like it's building the resume itself, putting it into a format that can be read. All right. Let's see. It looks like it gives you options for themes. Let's see. I certainly like to have my resumes basic. If in the event they need to be uploaded to additional websites, I definitely want to make sure that my resume is able to function in any platform, whether I'm putting it into Indeed, whether I'm putting it into LinkedIn, whatever it might be. I certainly make it a point to create my resume that one, it has a correct format to fit into any application, and then two, I make sure that my resume is in a format like PDF, so that way, like in this particular situation, it puts the intro or summary section on the left-hand side. This is definitely something that that is a good example, because if you do supplement this resume into, we'll say, Indeed or Monster, it may not show the same way as it's showing here. It may get kind of mixed up and look a lot different than what it should be. Now, if you do want your resume to stand like this within a certain application, make sure that you do format it under a PDF format, so that way it'll lock everything into place. But this type of resume, I certainly would suggest if you're going to create something like this might be something that you would actually take into an interview, or possibly let's say you're out and about dropping off resumes to particular companies that you're interested in. This might be something that you would want to hand out. I certainly would recommend that. But as for something that you're going to upload into a website, I'd recommend something more basic. Let's see. Okay, socialism. Okay. So it looks like I'm going to stay. I'm going to retract my statement about the cover letter, because it looks like we have to pay now. So I'm definitely going to state that you're going to want to do your cover letter outside of this website. You're going to want to utilize possibly the sample that I've provided, and possibly using like a Word document or Google document with the application and directions that I have posted in the assignment for cover letter and so forth. But for the most part, I think this is a fairly good application for resumes. Let's see. I'm assuming that within this section right here, you can actually, yeah, it wants us to purchase the extra So I would suggest going to resume. That's after you filled everything out. It's going to build. Okay. Let's see. Gives you various options to share your resume. Let's see. Let's see. So it does give you the option to print. Excuse my computer, it just went on not responding. Let's see. Yeah, so essentially you want to, I would say, just print it out. For some reason, let's see. See if it'll give me the option to do this. No. But what I'm going to suggest for starters is to print it out. If anything, maybe it'll let me do it this way. Yeah, once again, I completely apologize for for the slowness of my computer. Let's see. Publish, share resume. Yeah, it gives you various options. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say for now, just you would want to print it out. Um, okay, so all right. So basically, so it's not giving you, you're not giving us the export option or share, the correct share option. Um, what I'm going to suggest once you're complete with everything, I'm going to suggest that you go to Save As. You'll right click, use the right clicker um, on your mouse. You're going to want to rename the resume. We'll try it as a web page for now. Okay. And I'm just going to minimize this really quick and see if see where it saved the item. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I just saved it with the basic format. I then let me see if it'll let me. Okay, perfect. Okay. So yeah, go ahead. Let me get back to this other section. I may have just closed the window. Here we go. So yeah, that worked for me. The what I did is I saved. I right clicked on the item. I did Save As. So I right clicked, Save As. I redid the name, and then I saved it under desktop. Um, it's going to show as a PDF. What I'm going to recommend is whenever you're trying to reopen the item, open it under like Google Chrome, so that way it will populate with your information. Um, until they update that section with the export option, it's basically going to be like a website or HTML link that takes you back to this particular resume viewing. But that's pretty much it for Credle. Like I said, like I stated earlier, the application is it's pretty cool. Um, has various options for themes and has a customizer button. I highly recommend you guys utilize this application because it does make things a lot easier for us. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out of that. Um, and let me close this. And close that. And I'm just going to go back to the classroom and show you exactly where the location of each of those helpful tools assignments. It's going to be hashtag 013, hashtag 014. Um, hashtag 015 is going to be covering cover letters, and it does have cover letter sample here. What I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to end up adding a sample for the thank you letter and reference in this section, um, just to make it more organized. Um, one is because we do have to uh, submit these as an exit assignment. I'm just kicking myself out of this. So yeah, I probably will add the additional reference or sample to the thank you letter in that area. But just notice, students, that whenever you come to the last assignment for the class, you are going to have to um, submit your master resume or final resume here, your thank you letter, cover letter, reference page. If you do not have any references, certainly get with me and we can put together a possible list of maybe instructors, staff, um, people on center that have have observed your capabilities while on center. I definitely think that at this point in time, those are your best reference choices. They will certainly be a good reference, professional reference, pending that you either have a good rapport with them already, or you could possibly start working on rapport, relationship, communication with those specific people. Um, but yeah, definitely want to make sure you guys know that this is the exit assignment. This is what I'll need before you guys exit the course, whether you are going to be a completer or you're going to have to redo the course. But first and foremost, definitely want to make sure you know that assignment exists. Make sure that within resume building, cover letter, um, those particular documents, make sure that you reference these two assignments for assistance. And I highly recommend that you utilize the Credle application. There's also eHired, I believe. Let's see. I believe I make reference to that in one of these areas. Let's see. Credle might be on this one. But if it's not here, then certainly it'll be on the, it should be on. Um, yeah, guys, we're basically at the deadline. We're knocking on the door of Grad 90 presentations, the Grad 90 panel meetings that are going to happen on Friday. Our deadlines are slowly coming in as we speak. As of today, I'm going to need everybody's mandatory assignments. If you don't have them in by today, then you will potentially be rescheduled for the course. The panel meetings should be held between 1 and 4 p.m. Friday. If you need any accommodations, certainly let me know. The mandatory assignments are going to be, where's that? They're right here, plain and simple. They're right below the GJC announcement and newsletters. They're not very hard. The only thing is the questionnaire and the presentation do take a little bit of time to go through and basically put your information in there. If you need any assistance or accommodation, certainly reach out to me. I'm here for you. But as for today, if I don't have your Grad 90 presentation, then pretty much consider yourself that you're going to be rescheduled for the course. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm be moving into my live session or live, excuse me, I've been moving into my office hours, excuse me. The live lesson today is, was just covering the resume building application. It's very easy, straightforward. Pending that you do want to have the option to build a cover letter, just note that you would have to pay, I think it's like $5 to open up the additional section of the website. But for the most part, you can build your resume there or through possibly one of the samples that exist in the assignments. But I personally recommend using the website. I think it'd be a lot easier format wise. And yeah, like I said, if you decide you want to build the cover letter within that website, just do be warned that you would have to pay for that extra option. So yeah, this is Mr. Loya live session for Tuesday. It is the first. I'm moving into office hours now. I hope to hear from everybody today, whether it's an assignment or clarification. Just make sure that you do take the time to do so. Once again, Mr. Loya signing off, moving into office hours for today. Looking forward to hearing from you. Bye now.